It's the Polar Bears, an SCAC showdown for a spot in the championship game. Riley Daniel here with Justin Loker. And Justin, I'll go right to you as we get set for the opening face-off. What can we expect from these two teams?
We can expect two teams that are going to play their absolute heart out. Bowdoin coming off of a strong win over CNU. Tufts coming over a strong win over Gettysburg. It's going to be a fun one.
That one goes all the way into the jumbo end. Chris Berry able to track it down before Michael Ayers tracks him down.
Yeah, Salcedo or Merril going to take the draw against Beau Burns, two very talented face-off men. I'll have the stats on you for in a second when there's a little bit of a moment, but both men very good from the dot.
Merril grabs that one. Both these teams started really well yesterday, looking to do the same again today. Extra pass, and Frizzoli dropped the ball, got it back, saved by Burns. Hobbs got up, denied.
Saw Ryan celebrate it.
I think he fed Fitzgerald on that one.
So for Fitzgerald, it's his 80th of the season.
He knows how to score against the Jumbos, had 6 when these two teams played about a month ago. Salcedo refuses to give up on the ground ball. Hauser somehow keeps the possession alive, goes down, and it's going to be jumbo ball, I believe. Yeah, it's going to be a push on Bowdoin.
So the Jumbos now will move to 3 for...
Jumbos have to adjust to that.
Yeah, Fitzgerald did get 6 goals in the April matchup in New Brunswick.
Salcedo makes it 3 for 4 for the Bows in the dot. Had himself a goal yesterday.
Big moments, going to need to do so for extended periods tonight against the Polar Bears. As the Jumbos are now 5 for 5 on the dot.
Parker Merril continuing the Jumbo's success. And then a poor pass back to Panagopoulos and on. Faceoff now able to resume. And Parker Merril nearly had it before Jed Hoggard said mine. Bowdoin looking to respond to the back-to-back jumbo goals. Chris Berry lobs it up for Trafton.
Hobbs.
And you mentioned the face-offs. That is one spot that Bowdoin has to figure it out sooner rather than later, or they're going to get run out of the building. Salcedo went down. Jumbo bench thought it should have been a foul.
Oh, he got hauled down for sure.
Yeah, but it is a NESCAC playoff game. They're going to let a lot go. Assisted, Jumbo's yet to record an assisted goal.
I mean, just a different style of play. Both the, or one of the goals coming from, or both of them coming from Patrick.
Jack Regneri, who has a point in every single game he has started in his Tufts career.
And the Jumbos make it 7 for 9 from the dot. Merril and Salcedo.
Blown up, though, by Alex Byrne, who then has some less than congratulatory words to Parker Merril on his graduation. That ball is not going anywhere. Bowdoin tried to knock it forward. Flag, I believe, went flying. No, that was just my imagination. One probably should have gone flying there, and instead Ward in overtime in the regular season matchup and has himself on the scoreboard here today. Tie up at the center line. Scooped up by Timmons, who has a step now. Timmons dumps it. Ettinghausen buries it.
Max Ettinghausen gets 2. And the Jumbos, you're right, just getting a clean face-off win. Or not so clean, but once Timmons got control of it, then he was home free, giving the Jumbos numbers, a crisp pass over to Ettinghausen. Ettinghausen, from a pretty narrow angle, able to go towards the far post on Hobbs. Low, with velocity. Jumbos doing well right now.
And I got to note something. That might, after that goal, might have been the most amped I've ever seen Casey Dinolfo, including last year when he was about to win a national title. First clean draw win of the day for Bowdoin, and it gets trail checked by Salcedo, who does not give up on the play. Frizzoli nearly turned it back over. Wall bomb.
Just hustle plays from the Jumbos all throughout that midfield.
Frizzoli, and a kick save from Hobbs. It'll stay with the Jumbos.
And where we mentioned that the intensity was 110% from both sides, I don't want tying something. I believe the Bowdoin program record for goals in a game with 8. He mentioned it himself in the post-game interview. Bowdoin's going to come away with that one. Jason Locke, so far quiet today.
A lot of violence on that one, but
Take more than one goal to stop 3 goals at a time.
glad I have a STEM major with me.
Thank you, Riley. We graduated today with that degree.
Merril out on the dot against Burns. Both of them seem to be doing their pregame stretches.
At least he didn't make another yoga joke.
Wait till the second half.
Okay.
That one is going to be Bowdoin ball.
And now we're seeing the hustle and intensity. Yeah, we're right. Fitzgerald with 2, Locke with none.
Salcedo with a clean draw win.
And that's what you need to do to calm things down when you're under a little bit of duress. A clean face-off win and a disciplined, crisp possession. We were talking about that yesterday with Gary in peak postseason form. Said it yesterday, showing it again today. And
Salcedo continues his dominance on the dot.
the Jumbos now 10 for 16. That's 62.5%. Yes, I am a STEM major.
Parker Merril back out on the dot now for the Jumbos. Had it, lost it, and it was picked up there by Del Cristo. Parker Merril back out on the dot now for the Jumbos. Had it, lost it, and it was picked up there by Del Cristo. It can look like they have no idea where the ball is, and then half a second later, it's in the back of your net.
Yeah, with the face-off dot, the Jumbos did pull their starters against Gettysburg yesterday, but while the starters were still in the game, Merril and Salcedo combined to go 17 for 24. That's about 75%.
Tagliaferri, as the near side judge, doesn't hurt that they seemingly can pick out a bullseye from 100 yards. Salcedo got tied up, nicely done by Wietfeldt. Trail check could have been coming. Wietfeldt could have. Draw one and then thrown away by Burns. Space now. Hauser. Gonna shoot, gonna score.
Brooks, Hauser, just a plethora of attacking weapons on this Jumbo's top 6. It's pretty hard to stop all of them at the same time.
Jumbos are getting very close to making me have to look up during the halftime break the record for goals in an NCAA tournament game. If I had to guess, it might be Bowdoin's 28 that they scored against Riviere last weekend.
I'm going to see if I can find it right now.
A combined 19 goals already in this first half. Merril trying to get down, comes up with the ball cleanly, puts Ayers under some pressure, but he's able to give it right back to Merril. And Merril grabs it. high contact. Merril spins through it like it's nothing. Hauser comes to collect. Shot is in from Hauser from an impossible angle.
So Brooks Hauser making highlight reel play after highlight reel play. That's a hat trick for Hauser, 50 on the season, and he's only the third leading goal scorer for Tufts. The Jumbos doubling up on Bowdoin, 14-7, as I said they might not be done. Brooks Hauser, and we said that Robert Hobbs was going to have a good game. So far, statistically, he's not. He's faced 20 shots on goal. He's saved 6 of them.
30% not going to be good enough. Though I think if you're the Bowdoin coaching staff, you probably can't live with Robert Hobbs seeing 20 shots on net at half.
Yeah, the defense just has to be better in front of him. They weren't tested much against CNU.
Emsing, face dodge, drops a man. Not once but twice, but he couldn't put it on.
I did. It's 28-14 for the Tufts Jumbos, and that just comes down to hustle, effort, and intensity.
Yeah, you're not going to win against the Jumbos if you get out-hustled. And so Bowdoin's got to fix that, and they got to do it quickly because they're chasing 7 goals as we start the second half. That was all he needed to get inside leverage.
And going back out to the draw circle, the Jumbos so dominant as, despite that face-off loss, they are 15 for 25. That's 3/5.
Ryan trying to save it in some trouble, but he's going to be able to turn. Watch with it. You have to be taking that extra 1/10 of a second to think about where is he going to put this. Merril with the clean draw win. Numbers again.
Situation for either team tonight.
Yeah, I think that was the most shocking stat we found at the halftime. 2 NESCAC teams and no penalty minutes in the first half. Salcedo looking to score man down, and he'll do it.
Victor Salcedo, what can he do for you? Sometimes just win the face-off, go get a goal. It's a man-down goal for the Jumbos, and just heartbreak for the Polar Bears. The lead had been cut to 8, and you get the goal cut to 8. You get a man-up opportunity, and disaster ensues for the team in black.
Jumbo's so good at just giving you those gut punches. Right when you think you've got a foothold, they knock it out from under you.
That only took 6 seconds off the penalty clock, though, so the Polar Bears, if they win this one.
The if in that is doing a lot of work.
That time they will, so they'll have 45 seconds to try and do something, keep themselves alive in this game.
And Justin, I think the question is getting close to being asked, at what point do we see Ben Friedman in this Final Four game?
That would be the shock of a lifetime, seeing your backup goalkeeper in a national semifinal. But the Jumbos have been firing on all cylinders. You can never ignore the current game, but the Jumbos are feeling.
5-1 Jumbos, and if you go back to the end of the first quarter, since then, it's been 17-6.
Yeah, 4-2 after the first quarter, but then the Jumbos putting on a world of hurt on the Polar Bears. A 10-5 quarter going into the break with a 7-goal lead, and they're still not done, giving it everything. A few more rotation pieces coming in every so often on offense. But we talk about the Jumbos' depth. A lot of teams in the top 5, top 10 have great high-end talent, but after that it begins to drop off a little bit. The Jumbos are elite and have quality players all the way through their entire roster. Left.
Got the pass from Casey Ryan. He's another sophomore. So there are definitely talented building blocks in this Bowdoin squad. But I think, as they're learning here tonight, this is a very talented Jumbos team.
In the second stanza.
Jumbo starter still out there, though I did see Ben Friedman warming up in that timeout. Logan Lee picks it up, dumps it. Extra feed, jump shot, Regneri, And this is just too easy.
So that one going to Regnery. There was a little bit of confusion on the previous goal. They are going to say Hauser from Regnery. So Hauser gets his 4th. Regnery with his 7th.
Jack having himself a nice night.
Yeah, he certainly is.
And it is worth noting, because we're getting close to it now, Regnery does, or is at least tied with, the record for most goals by a jumbo in a single game with 9. But as I say that, I'm actually going to leave him out there. Joey Kraft has come in offensively for Brooks Hauser. But Eddinghausen and Regnery remaining on the field. And Parker Merril continues his dominance at the dot.
I think the rationale for keeping Merril, there's a turnover getting by Kyo. Keeping Merril and Salcedo taking the draws, you just want them to feel good. You just every time they take a face-off and win it, it's just more and more confidence as they go into Casey D'Onofrio's judgment. He's leading his team back to the national championship game for the 3rd straight year. They're going to try and make it 2 championships back-to-back after the heartbreaker 2 years ago against Salisbury that ended what had been a perfect season. The Jumbos will get back to Gillette Stadium at 22-0. But
getting set here for another draw, and 2 went early. Jumbos did. They got called for a hold. Each and every night, how much he cares about this team.
for Patrick Fitzgerald, that is his 4th. It comes off of a fortuitous play, but he has been the only bright spot here in what has turned into a night to forget for the Bolton Polar Bears, as they're going to have a long drive back to New Brunswick tonight.
A scramble at midfield. And eventually it's picked up by Logan Lee. He drops it momentarily. And Bowdoin ball.
A little surprised to see Cam Del Cristo to play in a Final Four game.
And for this Jumbos team, it just keeps on going. That goal from Wood makes him the 11th Jumbo to cross the double-digit mark this year. And with the 25th goal, the Jumbos get to 25 for only the 26th time in program history.
That's 11. You said that's 11 men at double digits on the year. That's 10 men on the score sheet for the Jumbos here this evening. 7 of which have come from Jack Regnery.